I built a game that can't exist as traditional software. In Defeat the Darkness, the player names a fear, sketches a hero, picks a boss persona, and presses play. At that moment, Gemini just doesn't create art, it compiles all of that into a playable world with rules, including what winning means, are generated at runtime. The player stretches their hero on a canvas. Gemini 3 Pro takes that rough drawing and generates a full 4x3 animated spreadsheet: walk cycle, punch, idle, hurt, defeated, respawn, all from a stick figure. They design a weapon, Gemini composites it into a powered up super sprite. They name their fear, Gemini generates enemies that embody it. And here's where it gets interesting. They pick up the boss's personality. Gemini Flash takes that and generates a structured boss spec sheet. The archetype, the ego drivers, the hidden weak spots, the comebacks, and the conditions for victory. The spec is locked for the run. While the player was answering questions, all 5 generation jobs were running in parallel on Versal serverless functions. Hero sprite, super sprite, enemy, boss, background all generating at the same time. Every generated asset gets validated by LLM as a judge. Gemini Flash uh, scores it for the layout, animation consistency, and art style. If it fails, it retries up to 3 times and falls back to a safe default. The game never breaks. There are 3 waves of combats. The enemies are generated from the fear the player has described. The hero is the sketch they drew, fully animated. There's a super bar. Charge it through combat and activate it for double damage and auto heal. The final boss, Kaiser, his ego shield cannot be broken with punches. To win, the player has to talk. The Gemini Live API is streaming microphone audio over WebSocket. The boss hears you, responds in real time, and evaluates every insult against the spec it generated at the start of the run. Gemini calls a function called apply ego damage with the damage amount, what the player said, and a moderation flag. Damage is tiered. If the insult hits a generated weak spot, it's a critical hit. If the boss can shrug it off, it's minimal damage. If the content is inappropriate, it gets blocked, PG-13 enforced. When the ego shatters, the boss becomes physically vulnerable. Now punches work. Finish the fight.
Are as pathetic as your existence. Your words glance harmlessly off my magnificence. Find something more original, you insignificant gnat.
That's something very funny. When was the last time you went to a children's birthday party?
Is that supposed to be an insult? Your creativity is as pathetic as your fashion sense. I remain completely unfazed. You bore me with your feeble attempts at provocation. Find some real insults, you waste of space.
You have achieved nothing in your life. All of it is done because your parents.
A predictable, faceless attack. My magnificence is built on my power, not trivialities like
None of your
that.
friends love you. They all hate you, and they just use you for your money. How does it feel to die now?
Arg, you think this pathetic victory defines you? I will tear